So there's a little bit of a bonus video this week because I am putting together travel palettes. The thing is, I don't know what the thing I'm painting is going to be. It is Monday right now. Paint Your Style comes out Thursday, normally late afternoon my time, and Thursday morning we are leaving for an oncology appointment, and I won't be back until Tuesday, which is a few hours before Paint Your Style has to be posted on Wednesday. And so I am putting together a selection of different paints that theoretically should mean that no matter if it's a really granulating moody piece or something really bright and bold, I should have the color palette to be able to do it. So we're going to start with the pre-made palettes. I am taking my Art of Soil 12A palette and my mini Holbein palette, which is a bit of a mess. I'm not going to swatch out the Holbein one because it's already swatched, but I will swatch out the 12A just so you can see it. And then I'm also taking what I refer to as like my special effects palette, which is a whole bunch of mini pans of different shimmer paints from various brands, and these are the shimmer paints I prefer to travel with because I can take so many colors with me to use as accents in pieces. I am also taking this little palette, if I can open it. Can't open it, which you can pour little dots of paint into from tubes. I haven't decided what colors I'm putting in this. I haven't really decided if I'm taking it or not, but I do want to try it out and try traveling with it. So this might be the trip I do it. I do have like the standard meet-in palette, which isn't always my favorite to travel with. And then I have a 31 Purple Fish tri-compact, which you can actually fit 6 of her quarter pans into, which is normally how I travel with this set. So to start with, I'm going to swatch out everything. This Art of Soil palette, we've already got those colors down, but let's wet these Art of Soil colors and see what they look like. It's hard because I don't know what we're going to be painting, and it's been so varied in its color palette lately. There have been some really bright pieces, there have been really moody pieces. Like, we've had everything from tone-on-tone pieces to a koi pond, and so I just don't know what I'm packing for. I'm gonna let those sit. So, I've already decided on 2 colors that are coming. So we've got Pebble and we've got Morning Mist, because they have been favorites lately. And Pebble means that if I need like a gray tone-on-tone piece, I've got it. This compact technically fits 7, 7, and 6. So 20 pans. Some people fit 21. I haven't ever been able to fit 21 in them, but we will see what happens here. That's the wish I want. I chose this Art of Soil palette because it does give me some of like the moodier, more earthy versions of colors. And I just don't know what I'm going to be painting. So, if you want to see the thought process that goes into putting a palette together for me, specifically when I don't know what I'm going to be painting, this is sort of the video for you. I have more of like a set travel palette when I travel normally. And it mostly depends on what I'm filming or what I'm planning to film. But there are set colors that go into it. I'm swatching and I'm already thinking of colors that are going to go into this. just decided on 3 more colors in my head that I'm about to pull once I'm done swatching this. Because I want ultramarine light, Aquarius yellow, Aquarius red. So I think that fills the top row of the palette. And then I want pebbles. I want a real black, so a little inky. We are going to fill this with paint. I'm going to swatch this, and then we're going to fill this. Or do we want to pick what's going in tubes first? Nope. Make this decision first. I want this. I don't know which version of PG73 I want. I've got about 7 in my palette at any given time. Alright, we're gonna grab these sheets, even though they're not totally accurate anymore. So I haven't added since. Alright. So if I grab Toad, that gives me a quite brown undertoned one, and I think is this Toad? That is Toad. I want Mimosa, which is here. I want nothing that I can put in from a tube. Okay, so that means this is going back. I can put that in from a tube into this little palette. I want this going in. Just in case. Oh, I can put it in the tube. I've got it in the tube. There's Potter's Pink. I want that red. Do I want a darker red? Do I want a brown? I want into this palette. Okay, I definitely want buff titanium. Oh, I've got it in tube though, so I want Naples yellow. And I want let's grab wood, because wood's a great color for toning other colors. Let's grab red. Nope, I can put that in from a tube. Put that in from a tube. Okay. there's sort of the basics of what I've pulled from that set of palettes. For the sake of it, we're going to wet everything. Be super scientific about this. Not really, but we try here. I don't know how many spots this tube palette holds. And I know that for the colors that I choose from 31 Purple Fish, I want them to granulate. So, here are my 31 Purple Fish tins. What's this one? Just those. I don't want either of those. What's in here? Oh. Now here's the decision. Do I want to take quarters or do I want to take halves? Because that truly changes the number of pans I can take. I'm taking quarters. So I'm taking quarters. Magenta haze. Magenta haze. I want to take grass haze. I'm gonna take nickel yellow. I want to take indigo, which is down here. Take Puppy Haze, which is this one, earlier this year. Puppy Haze, that. And there we go. So it's sort of an unconventional color palette, but it's filling in for other colors, so it doesn't quite need to be perfect. And I will swatch it out quickly. Actually, I'll wet them first. But I think this is a set combo, unless something in here really changes that plan. So now I'm gonna swatch these ones along the top edge. This is lemon. My brush was contaminated with blue. So it's lemon with a little bit of blue in it. Or the paper is contaminated, which at this point is probably more likely. So those are the Roman small. This is PG23. Lapis. You can see the huge color difference in those ultramarine blues. This is Mimosa. This is Buttercup. This is Pebble. This is Morningside Mist. Sorry, Morning Mist. And then this is Inky, which is just a very black. And then the final color is Wood, and it is from Gilistel, I want to say. It might be too similar to some of those. Alright. One of these are sad. Nickel Toadlet Yellow. We have one of the greens. I think this is Grass Haze. But I will leave the colors in the description. We have Indigo. I do love her Indigo. We have Purple Guppy. We have Twilight Haze. We have Magenta Haze. That. Okay. These colors don't bring me joy. These colors do. This palette does. This palette does. Not these. I'm gonna see if by adding some colors to this, if I can increase the joy I feel. So, I have a pretty sizable tube collection. I just store all my colors together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are many color spots. I don't think I'm gonna fill them all. Yeah, I don't think I'm putting 36 colors in this. We have Random Gray, Quinn Gold's going in. Oh, Windsor Noon Whitewash is going in this palette. Sure, the 3 Supervision colors can go in. Loose Malt can go in, so it's been a favorite as of late. Windsor Red Deep Drawdown. Will dry down pretty well. These 4 tubes don't dry well. Jane's Black. Sure, let's put the green in. I don't know that Windsor Green brought me joy. No, this is going to be like a palette of things that bring me joy. Quinn Purple. Rose of Ultramarine. Neutral Tint. I might actually get 36 spots. Lunar Black. Lime Violet. Oh. Yes, I forgot about these. This is just gonna be like Indigo Blue. This is just gonna be a great color palette. Undersea Green. I think I've got that in a little tube though. Cascade Green. Permanent Sap Green. Some of the White Knights tubes. Cobalt Teal. Some more White Knights tubes. Let's pop Indigo in there. I don't have too many colors now. I'm not putting the Schmincke Super Granulatings in this palette. Dave's Gray? Sure. Yeah, let's do Buff. Let's do Cobalt. I've lost count. And then Glow. There's another White Knight Super Granulating. And Permanent Alizarian Crimson. I don't know that I've got undersea green in a different form anymore. So it might just be the big tube of undersea green. I might have too many colors here. Let's find out. So I have space for 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. We have just enough space for one more something, and that something is going to be, let's look at Daniel Smith swatches really fast. That something's going to be Mayan Glue Genuine. Here we go. So, how do I want to start this? I am going to start with organizing these into like little groups. Do I want boring colors? Do I just want fun colors? I think ones are moving, ones are moving. So many Daniel Smith colors. One Schmincke tube is going in this palette. And yes, this is a tube of Quinn Gold that is the PO48 PY150 mix that is unopened. I love local independent art stores. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. First row is going to be Schmincke's. Next row is going to be White Knight's, and then White Knight's Supervision, and then we're going to get into Daniel Smith. We are going to start with going in no particular order because I can. There we go. I'm going to try and organize these tubes in some form so that I don't, like, I have no idea what I'm painting with, but I will probably have no idea what I'm painting with. Where's the pan of this? One of the nicest things about filling your own pans from tubes is that when you want to do something weird like this, you have the tubes to do it with. This is Aqua Green. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I liked it in pictures. I'm not getting the granulation I've seen other people get. Even on really textured paper, I'm getting no granulation. So I don't know if it's just that I have a weird tube of it, or maybe it just doesn't granulate as much as it looked like. Blue Smalt, or sorry, Smalt DuPont Blue is next. And it is genuinely as pretty as the pictures make it look. I wish I got a 15 ml tube of it, because it is so pretty. I absolutely love it. So I got this pan from a shop that's no longer around. I don't know if she still sells her 3D prints or if she's like totally gone. She still carries her 3D prints. I will link them below. But I've had it for a few months and I haven't actually put paint in it. But this seemed like the perfect opportunity to put a color palette in it, knowing that if I don't like it, it's not a lot of paint, and that's fine. So that was Windsor Red. This is Random Gray 2022. I'm really sad they didn't do an edition this year. They did it as a pastel because I love this color. My first little bit was just binder. This tube is sat for a little bit. Yeah, it was. Okay. This tiny bit of paint, or is that a really bad idea? We'll see how that dries. Next up we have, we're gonna do the White Night Super Granulating Colors. And while I do like the granulation in them, I don't like them enough to pack the full pans of them in this tiny palette that I'm taking, so putting them in this set seems to be the right plan. I could make this set just granulating colors, but it sort of seems like using it for colors that I use less frequently is probably the better way to go about it. I'm also not really paying attention to the order I'm putting in colors, which is probably not the way to go about this. Again, the fact that I don't know what I'm painting has me feeling a little bit frazzled. I know lots of people can do things like plein air paint and just like have a go-to painting kit. I don't. Or I do in a way, just not for something like this where I don't know what the reference picture is going to be. I have my go-to color palette, but when it's something like this where I just don't know what I'm going to be painting, that makes it significantly harder to decide what colors I need. I'm hoping that all these colors dry down. They've got about 48 hours. Yeah, they've got 48 hours from now until I have to be packing them up, so they should all have time to dry. It is humid, but it's not that humid, so I'm not super concerned. If it was significantly hotter, I'd be worried, but it's not. It's a fairly okay temperature, so I have a feeling that everything will dry, no problem. And I'm not going to top these up before I leave. They're getting this one layer and then they're done. And so that'll be a pretty good indication of just how much paint these cups hold. because most of the cups I'm just filling to the top. This is another one where the binder seems to have separated out, but not to the extent of the other one. I think I had issues with this tube from when I first poured my pan of it. Sometimes that just happens depending on the pigments. I have to say the Winsor & Newton ones are staying in their cups very nicely. I might have just filled them less as well, which is probably helping things. They were the nicest viscosity for filling these little cups. The White Knight's paint is just a little bit too thick to get it to fill the cups nicely. The last 3 colors we're doing in this row are the Supervision colors. I haven't opened these tubes in months. And they are just as thick as I remember them being. These paints are sort of a love-hate relationship, where I like the colors, I just never know what to paint with them. I'm hoping these all like sink down as they dry, because right now I think some of them are too tall for the lid to close. Oh, that seemed to work better. They also do like this ice cream thing. The viscosity of these paints is significantly higher than most other watercolor paints. One left. And we get to get into the Daniel Smith, which I'm quite excited at. I'm excited to open this tube of Quinn Gold. I'm realizing I need to have the pan of Quinn Gold out. If it's anything else like Daniel Smith tubes normally, it is going to explode everywhere. I only have one set of these Supervision paints. I wasn't sure if I like them or not, and I would say several months into owning them, that's still how I feel about them. I'm never quite sure if I like them or not. I will say the blue-brown tends to mix with other pigments best out of the ones I've tried. There's Quinn Gold. So I bought my pan in a paint swap group, and so I never owned a tube of it, and I've been hunting for a tube of it, and so I was so happy to see a tube for sale. Just both of these are new tubes, and the chance that they explode is high. Okay, so I'm going to start with Jane's Black. I have both Jane's Gray and Jane's Black. Do I want Jane's Black or do I want Jane's Gray? I think I want Jane's Gray. So let's find Jane's Gray. There's Jane's Gray. Let's start with Jane's Gray. Let's see how the Daniel Smith tubes fill these little cups. Pretty well. I'd say they still do the ice cream thing that the other paints do, and they're not as fluid as the Winsor & Newton, and because of that I'm going to have to like drag them into the corners. Jane's black. Let's go Indian brown. Sorry, that's Jane's gray. Which is one of my favorite blues. I love PB60 as a blue. I will say it really annoys me that Daniel Smith tubes have the habit of exploding. I wish they didn't. Is there a difference in this way? It's so close to being empty. It's empty. Well, let's see if we get to do this one as well. I really dislike opening up new Daniel Smith tubes. Like this one's okay because Mom squeezed a tiny bit of paint out of it for a swatch she was doing, and so it didn't explode. But normally a brand new tube of Daniel Smith paint will explode everywhere. It is incredibly annoying and frustrating to deal with. That is indigo. It's their mix, so it's Indian Throne Blue and Lamp Black. I'm not putting Lamp Black in this palette. I am putting Lunar Black because it's the black I prefer. Well, I might not be putting Lunar Black. I am. Just like mostly dried out of Lunar Black. Lunar Black. Yes, Lunar Black. That's the other thing. I find Daniel Smith tubes don't seal super well when you shut them. That can be super annoying. Though, you can always just cut open the bottom of your paint because it's no different than, you know, drying paint in a pan, except the fact that you thought you were getting paint out of a tube. This one's starting to go gummy as well. Alright, next up, oh, what was that? That was Lunar Black. Lunar Black, that was neutral tint. We've got Moon Glow. I think it's far too much. But there also might be an air pocket too. It's not going to be pretty. Let's go Rose Ultramarine. I'm hoping that because these are 3D printed, the paint's going to stick to it. It's got all the little grooves. We'll see if that holds true or not. So much paint on my fingers. I already know what the last 2 spots down here are going to be, and so now we're just like working our way towards the final spots. Quinacridone purple. Not my favorite quinacridone color. I like quinacridone burnt orange, which again has been discontinued because it's PO40. Is it PO48? I believe so. This is Mayan Violet. Windsor Newton ones look so pretty poured, and all the rest look slightly less pretty. We are going to do Alizarian Crimson. This is their permanent version. Alizarian Crimson is my favorite red that any brand makes. In any brand, Alizarian Crimson is my favorite red. That's the better way to say that sentence. And then we have 7 colors left. So, quinacridone gold. This is the problem. This tube lid is just full of paint. And there's no, like, White Nights puts a little seal so that the tube doesn't leak. Other brands manage to fill their tubes so that they don't leak everywhere. You have to have a pan ready if you're, or a palette ready if you're opening Daniel Smith tubes. Normally, I wouldn't put in the time to clean the little, like, rivets, but it's PO48. We're not gonna lose that to a bad seal. It is all over my hands now, though. All right. Wipe down my fingers some more. Undersea green. Oh, clean tap. That never happens. Oh, this paint's so thick. All right. Undersea green. Unneeded pan. Cascade green. Also unneeded pan. A little bit in the lid, but nothing like that last one. So now we've got cobalt blue. Cobalt teal, which I need, cobalt teal blue shade, which I need to buy another tube of. This one's almost empty. I will say these 5mm tubes last a very long time. I got most of these in 2019. And they've sort of done their final half pan fills in the past few weeks. And it's just like the dregs of tubes left for most of them. Some of them are on our second tubes of like Cascade Green. Buff Titanium is going to be the final spot in this palette. This tube might be empty. Oh, no. So I have packed both Buff Titanium and Naples Yellow. They're different enough that I feel the need to have both of them in my palette for this. Though most of the time one or the other is enough for me. But purely because I don't know what I'm painting. Do I have to go in a tube? Binder is separated from this paint. Okay, I might have fixed enough of it. I can put some in this. Right. That is Nickel Titanate Yellow, which is the same yellow that I've got in that 31 Purple Fish palette, but is one of my favorite yellows. For now, I'm going to put Buzzy Bee here, even though I am packing the full new pan of Buzzy Bee I have. Scooch this just up to the top. And I'm going to start to swatch out those colors. And so we have let's do this. One palette, two palette. We have Dave's Gray. We have Permanent Sap Green. These aren't all at full strength, just because I am not pre-wetting any of them. We have Aqua Green. Oh, I don't know what you are yet in my palette. So, if you've been around, you'll know I use these palette trays. And I know most of my colors just based on what the tops of them look like. I don't know what Aqua Green looks like yet from the top. Where are you? You are... oh, because I was looking in the wrong spot. That's always helpful. It is a much darker blue-green than I thought it was. There's aqua green. We have blue smalt, which is right here. We have Windsor red, which is right here. And then we have random gray. There's so much pigment in my rinse cup right now. There's random gray. I'll remove permanent white. Gray pink mist is first, which is very blue in undertone. It's always what I think of this color. I always go, your name seems wrong. I can't read Russian. So we have violet mist. Well, I lost a tube, so we're just going to narrow down which one we're missing as we go. We have Hematite mist, which is not that one, not that one. Violet shadows. Gray blue mist. Gray blue mist. Blue shadow. This next one is Cobalt Mist, which is one of my favorite colors. It's probably one of my favorite granulating colors ever. I think so this is Lilac Mist. And then we have the Supervision colors, and it's purple brown, which is in here. Is it in here? Remove it. No, it's right here. Purple brown. And this one would be at indigo. And then blue brown. Can't see the bottom of the paper anymore. Let's fix the purple brown swatch. Alright. James Gray. I'm gonna run out of space. Jane's Gray is a color that really needs to sit. I'm being impatient. Indian Throne Blue is that one. I'll do the last row over here. Mayan Blue is dark blue, but it's before. Let's see. This is Daniel Smith. Nope, that's Blue Appetite Genuine. Nope. Oh, it's in a full pan. I know that. It's like a fun game of how many of my colors can I figure out without actually taking things out of my pan or palette. Indigo. Indigo, indigo, indigo is new and is right there. And it's like the weird little hat thing in its own thing as well. Lamp Black is down here. Sorry, Lunar Black. And is my favorite Daniel Smith black purely because of its granulation. It's so much fun. And seeing as I've got like a very opaque black up there, a more fun granulating black is perfect. I also have neutral tint, which is that one. Again, none of these colors have been pre-wet. Moon Glow. I don't know the last time I actually used Moon Glow. It's not a color that I reach for very often. There was all that controversy around its light fastness and Daniel Smith not labeling it properly, and I sort of fell out of love with it. Rose of Ultramarine, which is still a favorite color. It's been a favorite for quite a long time. I think this might be my second tube of it. Quinacridone Purple is this one. For a while, let's see if I can pull this pan. All my pans were numbered on the side with that corresponded to the spreadsheet, but then I started to organize my spreadsheet differently, and so those numbers now mean nothing, except they help me when I'm looking for pans that have been in my collection for a really long time, because it's an easy way to go. That has been in my collection since March 2020. Mayan Violet is number 33, because it's another old original color in this palette. I have both Mayan Violet and Quin Magenta from Daniel Smith. Do you need both? No. Would I recommend anyone get both? No. I go through phases where I use one or the other. Oftentimes neither, because there are other ones that I like more. Alizarin Crimson is that one. I like the Cosmic Creations Alizarin Crimson more. She no longer makes it though, as it's not light fast. And she tries to have all of her colors have a minimum light fastness rating of, I think, 3 out of 4, 2 out of 3. And so it's no longer available, but it is my favorite Alizarin Crimson, and I'm going to be very sad when I finish my pan of it. This is Quinn Gold. I have so much paint on my brush because this pan was wet. Nothing beats that Quinn Gold. Undersea Green. Which is another color that uses that PO48. Cascade Green. Cobalt Blue. Cobalt Teal. Nickel Titanate Yellow. And buff titanium. Oh. Somehow I got red on my brush. Now buff titanium is like cherry red. Alright. That's not an awful color selection. I might just go like this. That way I've got a Potter's pink and white. And I might just take this, this, and this. And make that my palette. I do sort of want to see if I can only travel with this, but I don't know. I think I probably need a tube of white gouache, and I need a bigger mixing palette that I'm taking with me, because for right now, this is my mixing space. Yeah. It definitely brings up an interesting question of, one, I didn't really look at swatches when I was pulling this. I mostly just picked colors that I know I like from the tubes, and it is quite the color palette that I work in. So could I get away with this and this Holbein palette? And I think the answer is probably, with the addition of Potter's pink and white gouache. So I am going to top up my white gouache because it is almost empty. But I am quite happy with that palette. I'm gonna have to make a label for the back and a swatch card for it, just so I know what's in it. I'm actually really surprised. that I like how well everything goes together. I knew I was picking colors I liked, but it is always surprising when I realize that, you know, I've picked colors that really do go together. Going along with that, I think I'm going to switch out Magenta Haze in this set for something else. I think it's just too close to the Rose of Ultramarine. I think I'm probably going to switch it out with, I think it's called Pink Peony. It's not in this palette. In a perfect world, I'd be switching it with Smoke Blue, sorry, Blue Smoke, but I don't have that in a quarter pan. Or, yeah, I'd really like to have one of these turquoisey teals in this set. Because I sort of feel like it's what's lacking here. Even though I have Cobalt Teal Blue. I just forget that it's Cobalt Teal Blue. So I could stick Rosewater. It has come out of its pan though. I wish I had this gray in a quarter. But for now though, what does it look like if I sub that one in? It's sort of a moody granulating pink. Pinky orange. It doesn't go with the rest of that palette, but it does give me something that this set doesn't have, and this set doesn't have, and this set doesn't have, which is that really bright pinky orange that granulates. And so that's gonna be my decision. It does make that top set like a little bit less usable by itself, but I'm not super concerned. So there you go. I started this by thinking I was going to be taking this half pan set, or putting together a half pan set, and in the end I decided that this, you know, little weird dot palette thing that I actually really like, and I don't know if she still makes or not, is actually pretty cool. As you can see, some of the dots are quite elevated. I'm hoping they settle down as they dry. This could also all change. I've still got a couple days before I'm leaving, and I'm not... Well, I love these colors. If that palette doesn't dry, I don't want to travel with a 36 pan palette. Unless it was something that was sort of this size. I like these sort of mini pan palettes where you can fit a whole bunch of colors. That works really well for me. Not as well in the studio, but well when I'm traveling. And so, we'll see. I think though, that if this set dries down, this is a really fun set of colors, and it does cover most of the paint your style color prompts. I might... There. Oh, this one doesn't have a magnet. Well, we will magnetize this pan, and it will go in. And then that will be what I take most likely. Because it has the opaque black, and now it's got the granulating gray. Yeah, there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed this little bonus video this week of color palettes. I was working on it anyways, and so I thought I'd just film my thought process of pulling colors for a color palette and just sort of see what happens with it. So thanks for joining me.